The Season 3 update tried to shake up the meta in BF6, but it didn't really work out so well. If you've been keeping up with the patch notes, you'll know that DICE decided to increase the random recoil on most weapons to make the less used options a bit more viable. And while this did make some weapons more appealing, it made a lot of weapons completely useless outside of their specialized ranges. This time around, the meta isn't about raw damage, it's about control, so forget everything you knew. In this video, I'll be showing you the best weapons that'll keep you at the top of the leaderboards in Season 3 of Battlefield 6. So let's dive on into it, starting with the Miniscout sniper rifle. You could honestly justify putting any sniper in this spot since they're all objectively broken. They all have insanely fast muzzle velocities, sweet spots, little to no bullet drop, and no flinch when getting shot at by enemy players. But in my opinion, the Miniscout is a step above the rest. While the Miniscout is the only sniper rifle that doesn't have a sweet spot, it makes up for it with its ability to spit out follow-up shots unlike any other sniper rifle in the game. The Miniscout also doesn't have long-range ammo, which will make long-range sniping a little bit harder, but with its 1000 meter per second muzzle velocity, you can still get kills very easily up to 120 meters. For the ideal build, you'll need the CQB suppressor, the extended barrel, the slim angled grip, the 10-round fast mag, the anti-glare coating, and the LERT 8x scope. This build is going to keep the Miniscout versatile at nearly any range, so you can go for quick scopes in close range combat, or delete multiple enemies at farther ranges. And you won't have to deal with slow handling or any penalties that come with other sniper rifles. The next weapon is going to be the B36 A4. This AR can seem a bit lackluster in close range combat, but it's easily the best mid to long range assault rifle in the game. While other weapons have been left worse for wear after the Season 3 update, the B36 feels better than ever, especially with the aftermarket buffer, which reduces visual recoil. The B36 doesn't suffer from movement penalties as much as weapons like the DRS either, so you can get as aggressive as you want without many issues. You can also get a time to kill as low as 167 milliseconds when you hit consistent headshots with synthetic tip ammo, which can go toe-to-toe with the TR7. The B36 is truly a jack of all trades, but unlike other weapons, it's a master of all. If you want the B36 to be as versatile as possible, then you'll need the long suppressor, the heavy extended barrel, the violet laser, the full angled grip, lightweight ammo, the aftermarket buffer, and the 1x mini flex or whatever sight you're comfortable using. But if you wanted to use synthetic tip ammo, all you have to do is get rid of the laser and you should be good to go. The third weapon on this list is going to be the SG553R. This weapon's been treated pretty harshly since the game's release with multiple nerfs to its recoil, which has solidified its place as a short-range weapon, but it can still put in work with the right attachments. Even with the increase to random recoil, the SG is still one of the best short-range weapons in the game, with its fast fire rate and 3-shot kill potential. Its damage does drop off pretty fast, so it's best to avoid any mid-range engagements, but it can still hold its own if you're careful. The carbine also doesn't suffer too terribly from movement penalties, so you can get away with some pretty aggressive plays without dealing with any outrageous spread or sway penalties. The SG does kill slightly slower than the SCW because it has a slower fire rate, but with hollow point ammo, you can get a time to kill as low as 91 milliseconds if you hit consistent headshots. Since the recoil is pretty awful on the SG after the Season 3 update, you'll ideally want to use the long suppressor, the extended barrel, the stippled stubby, the aftermarket buffer, and the 1x mini flex. The second weapon on this list is going to be the M16. This AR is incredibly satisfying to use, and it's pretty much just another DRS with better handling. It has really low burst delay, fast handling, and surprisingly low recoil. And since it's a burst weapon, you don't have to worry about your bullet spread increasing while you're spamming shots. It also has a maximum muzzle velocity of 900 meters per second, so you can easily challenge enemies in long-range combat. There really aren't many downsides to the M16. It's just a great weapon all around. To make the M16 a powerhouse at any range, you'll need to equip the long suppressor, the heavy extended barrel, the ribbed stubby, the 30-round fast mag with lightweight ammo, the aftermarket buffer, and the 1x mini flex. You could also use the canted stubby and a 2 to 3x scope if you wanted to focus more on long-range combat. Alright, so before we finish off this list, if you're enjoying the video, or you found it helpful so far, and you want more tips to dominate your lobbies, then drop a like and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with the best tips, tricks, and breakdowns in Battlefield 6. And if you have better builds for any of these weapons, be sure to drop them in the comments below. The final weapon on this list is going to be the DRS IA. I know, big surprise. but since the DRS was left almost completely unaffected by the recoil increase, it's become an even more viable option for almost any situation. And with the aftermarket buffer, it's even more consistent than it was before the Season 3 update. The DRS does suffer a lot from movement and spread penalties, so you do need to adapt to a slower playstyle, but you won't really notice the spread penalty up until about 40 meters. If you equip synthetic tip ammo, you can get a time to kill as low as 156 milliseconds if you get consistent headshots, which can easily keep up with the SEW and beat other 3-shot kill weapons like the TR7 and the SG553. The best build for the DRS includes the long suppressor, the heavy extended barrel, the full angled grip, synthetic tip ammo, the aftermarket buffer, and the 1x mini flex. But if you wanted some better handling, you could remove the synthetic tip ammo and equip the 30-round fast mag and lightweight ammo. So that's about it for the video. If there's anything important to take away from this video, it's that it's more important than ever to find weapons that are right for you instead of fighting the recoil on these weapons. From the consistency of the Miniscout to the unshakable power of the DRS, each weapon on this list will give you the edge you need to clear out the battlefield. But with that out of the way, I'll see you in the next video.